Welcome to Zen with Gwen meditation sessions. Hi, I'm Gwendolyn. Following on what we did last week, I did a tapping session for a genuinely difficult situation, and I will link to that here. Let's do a meditation for self-validation. So often when we're going through something difficult, people will invalidate us with statements such as, "Oh, it's not a big deal. You'll be fine. Put on a brave face. It's not right to cry." Things like this you've probably heard before. Other things that are quite invalidating are offering advice or having your feelings brushed off or dismissed. "I don't know why this is bothering you so much." That's another one. Or, "What do you want me to do about it?" They are everywhere. And they put your nervous system into like a fight, flight, or freeze state. They put you in a position where you're now defending the way you feel and internally often applying a layer of shame to the way that you already feel. So it's not enough that you are feeling upset that you're going through a difficult time. Now you're ashamed of the fact that you feel upset that you're going through a difficult time. But there is hope. So what can we do instead? We can use validating statements towards ourselves. And this is a great way that we can kind of find peace in our own situation and kind of peel back that layer of shame. There is a growing body of articles and other information on validating statements. It may be of use to you to do a quick Google search and share some of this information with those who are closest to you. But for today, we're going to practice using these validating statements towards ourselves. So, you may have in your life an issue, big or small, or maybe several issues. So maybe you're going through sort of a phase of your life that is full of a ton of issues. Let's just take a moment and bring those to mind. You don't have to get deeply involved in them. We can just name them. Something like, you could call it my tough time, or you might like to name it specifically, but we don't need to go into detail yet. The circumstances aren't important. It's the self-validation of our own emotions that is. So take a moment here, just noting those in your own mind. And let's put that on the back burner for a moment. Not that those don't exist, but we're going to come back to them. For now, let's do a little centering practice. We'll take a moment to come in to the here and now. Let's begin by coming into an attentive, comfortable posture. So many meditation and mindfulness practices coach sitting up tall, maybe sitting on a cushion or a chair that allows you to have good posture. I often find it can be helpful to do these practices lying down to feel more rested, or standing up if we're worried that we're going to fall asleep. It can give us more of an activation energy to do it standing, even though it's less conventional. And then once we're in that position, let's bring our awareness to every surface that your body is touching, whatever that might be. Chair, floor, cushion. And for today, I'll call this a grounding awareness, noticing the surface that you are on. It may be helpful to note that you are being physically supported as we venture into a time where we are going to build emotional support. Noticing the weight of your body on the surface that you're on, and maybe you can feel the temperature of it. Noticing the temperature of the room that you're in. Maybe you can feel it on your skin. And we could make a couple of physical adjustments here to be more comfortable. And there's no special rule that we have to stay stuck or frozen if discomfort does come up. And let's bring our awareness to sense of sound, picking up any sounds coming from your own body, close by and far away. Letting your mind touch on each one of these sounds before moving on to the next. And bringing mind to sense of smell. It may be helpful to imagine or remember a particularly calming or delicious smell if there aren't any around you. Noticing any tastes in the mouth. And again, it may be helpful to bring to mind the memory of a particularly delicious food, maybe some kind of comfort food that helps you feel comforted now. Bringing mind to our sense of interoception. So these are messages that come from the gut to the brain, maybe feeling thirsty, hungry, maybe kind of unsettled or butterflies in your stomach, maybe feeling peaceful or calm, noticing the beat of your heart or any movements of digestion. It may seem strange, but all of these awareness meditations as an object of focus are, at least for today, designed to keep us rooted in the here and now, present moment, so we don't get too emotionally caught up in things that have happened in the past or that we are projecting and happening in the future. Our sense of proprioception, noticing where you are in the space that you're in and your current orientation, standing up, sitting down, lying down, whatever that may be. Finally, let's bring our awareness to our breath. It might feel really nice here to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, letting out a sigh, knowing that when we're invalidated, we tend to hold on to a lot of tension and not breathe deeply or exhale deeply. Let's take a few rounds of breath to release. You've all been waiting for. Let's think about this genuinely difficult situation that you've been going through. You don't need to get caught up in all of the details, so let's stay present. If you find that you get emotionally worked up, that's okay. That's a natural part of the process. You can always just sort of ride the waves of that emotion if that feels okay. You can stop the meditation and go do something that shifts your emotions, phone a friend, go for a walk, or you can use any of those senses to come back into the present moment, noticing this grounding awareness, any surface your body is touching, any of the 5 senses, interoception or proprioception, noticing the space you're in and messages coming up from the gut. Any one of those things can help ground you if this becomes emotionally overwhelming, but you'd like to continue with the process, but staying present and centered. Of course, knowing that you are always in control, and if you need to take a break, that's part of the process too. All right, so we're gonna just note with our minds this difficult situation, give it a name, whatever it may be. And then notice if in your own life, if you have been told invalidating statements. And again, we don't need to name them or get caught up in what they are, just noting to yourself, yes, I do feel that my experiences have been invalidated. Or if you don't remember or you don't think that's the case for you, thinking, no, I don't think so. And it may feel good if you can remember people who have been validating and note that in your mind as well. One of my close friends, whenever I'm going through something tough, all she ever says is, oh, that sucks. And I feel incredibly well validated. It's like this old saying, friendship doubles the joys and halves the sorrows. And I think it's the same thing for validation. And then let's get into your emotional experience. And I'll get you to fill in some blanks. I feel blank. I think blank. I want blank. I wish blank. I need blank. And let's come up with some validating statements to go with all of these. We might like to start with that validating statement that my friend likes to give me. Oof, that sucks. We can say this to ourselves or imagine someone else is saying it to you. I may not understand why I am feeling this, but I'm going through a lot. I am allowed to feel however I feel. It makes sense that I think blank. Sometimes strange or surprising thoughts will happen, but that's okay. Maybe what I'm thinking is normal. I am allowed to think this thought. No thoughts are off limits. It makes sense that I want blank. It feels like if I had that, things would be different. Even if it sounds unreasonable, I can want what I want. I am allowed to desire. Everyone is allowed to desire things. It makes a lot of sense that I wish blank. People wish all sorts of things when they're going through tough times. What I am wishing is completely normal, even if it seems strange or is different than what I used to wish for. I am allowed to wish and dream big. Sometimes wishes come true, sometimes they don't, but that doesn't stop me from having them. It makes sense that I need blank. Life is tough when you're not having your needs met. Sometimes even the basics are difficult to get. It's a toughie when you can't get what you need. This sounds like a genuinely difficult situation. And I'm going to keep going with more affirmations based on thoughts, feelings, emotions, wishes, needs, and wants. And I'm mostly going to stick to emotional validation because I think that's the focus of what's so difficult about this. My emotions don't always make sense. that doesn't mean they're not valid. Even if they don't always feel true, my thoughts and emotions are important information. It's difficult when things don't work out how you would have liked, especially after putting so much time and energy into them. Totally see and understand how you would feel that way, think that way, want those things, need those things, and wish for those things. Your story makes sense to me. I hear you. And I feel you. This weighs on my heart and mind as well. Based on your history and your situation, I totally understand where you're coming from. You don't have to feel any particular way. You're allowed to feel however you feel. What I say to myself a lot is, I am allowed to feel my feelings. All emotions serve a purpose. There's no shame in having thoughts, feelings, emotions, needs, wants, and desires. That is part of life as a human being. When I think about my story and my experiences, it begins to make sense that I feel this way. It's only fair that I'm struggling. Who wouldn't? And having an understandable human experience, it just so happens to be a particularly difficult one. I'm beginning to understand myself better. I am beginning to accept all parts of myself, even the difficult parts. I can see why I might like to validate my experiences. I can be there for myself. And please know that while I am recording this, I am thinking of you and picturing you out there, whoever you may be. I am sending you love and light and well wishes, and I know that if I heard from you, I would completely validate your story. I hope that I would be able to say, I hear you, I feel you, I understand, that makes sense. And though your situation probably continues, I hope that this has made it a little lighter, a little easier to go through. Please stay in this space for as long as you would like. You may like to re-listen to the statements, but I'm going to begin to bring us back into the present moment. Noticing the sensation of all the surfaces beneath you, floor, chair. Noticing the feeling of your body being supported from beneath. Knowing that to the world, you are lighter than a feather and easy to support. Noticing the temperature of the room. Any sounds coming from you, nearby or far away. Any smells, real or imagined. Any tastes, real or imagined. Any feelings or sensations coming up from the gut or internal organs. There may have been quite a lot of movement in this area since we began. Noticing the beating of your heart, movement of digestion, any emotions felt in the body. And then picturing yourself in the space that you're in. But now let's picture you with a healthy glow, looking a little lighter, more refreshed, on the pathway to balanced health and healing. You have just taken a giant leap in this direction. Again, we may like to inhale through the nose and exhale, release a sigh from the mouth. To finish on a positive note, let's bring to mind someone who has been validating for you. And if no one comes up easily, you may pick someone in popular culture, a favorite author, or even me, knowing that 100% we would validate you. Bringing to mind the last time you saw an act of kindness, either one that you did or someone did towards you, or if you saw a couple of people being kind towards one another. And finally, let's bring to mind something that you love, something you are grateful for, or something that you're looking towards. Picking out something that can give you a little bit of a glow in your heart. And please be sure to give yourself a big pat on the back for carving out this time to take care of your health and well-being. And knowing that if this has been a difficult time for you, you may like to take some time now to journal. And if you're ready for a different shift, a great way to do this can be to get up and move your body. So reaching the arms, you can even start if you're lying down or seated, stretching the arms up overhead, turning the head side to side. A great one is to give the hands a shake, sort of like when we say to kids, shake your sillies out. Give the shoulders a bounce or a roll. We can give the head a shake and let some kind of funny noises come out of the mouth. And this can really help to shift our mood and kind of help to digest whatever you've been through. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, validating your own emotions. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. So we are one. From my light to yours, namaste.